Good morning, my fellow traders. Hope you all having an awesome day, and I hope you all had a good and amazing week. My week was really hectic and I couldn't trade much, and I was still looking at the markets, and there wasn't any opportunities. Many, I would say. There was few which I've taken, but not many. Not a very great week we had from last couple of weeks. But still, I managed to take some good trades, including NatGas and silver, which is something I'm going to mention in the first part. This video is not going to be really long as usual. I do over the weekend because there is not much happened throughout last week. Not many zones played out, and we are still waiting for the price to reach those zones for us to enter those trades. And that is something we call trading, and that is something we call patience. Now, I always say trading is all about probabilities. You are right or you are wrong. But for that, you need to have rules, no guessing. And if you have your strategy there, if you have a good risk management there, then your probability to get winners will increase much higher, above 50%. And if you are above 50%, then you are a profitable trader. Now, there are lots of keyboard warriors who have no idea about trading, who have no idea about rules. They just love to criticize. For example, if you follow me from a couple of years, if you follow me from couple of months, then you know the style of my trading. For example, if the price is trading below 50 EMA, I'll ask you guys, now we are below 50 EMA, start looking for sell trades and stop looking for buy trades. And right here we broke below 50 EMA, just for the sake of example. Now at this point I'm actively looking for my sell trades. And what happens? The next day I come back and say we have the price break above 50 EMA. I come and say now you need to look for the buy trades only. We are no longer looking for sell trades. Now the keyboard warriors would say, oh my, yesterday you said we are bearish, and then next day you said we are bullish. What do you mean by that? I mean, it is very simple. If you are below 50 EMA, yes, I'm bearish and looking for my selling opportunities. Do you see any sell trades here? No. The next day we break above 50 EMA. Do you see any buy opportunities? No. That doesn't mean if I say bearish, we're going to fall. If we are bullish, we're going to rise. It means if we are above 50 EMA, I'm going to start to look for my buy conditions with entry patterns. If we are below 50 EMA, I'm going to start to look for my sell conditions with entry patterns. Nothing is random. And that is exactly what we have got here. We were below 50 EMA, I was looking for sell trades. Right here, we had a condition happens. What happened here? The stop loss is hit. Now, the next day I said now we are above 50 EMA. We are now looking for the buying opportunities. We had a buy trade here. Then we had another pullback. I've said that we're going to look for the buy trades again. We had another buy opportunity here. Then we have gone long. And it is something I want to discuss in very details in the analysis part of the video. Now I want to give you an analogy, an example of a very famous painter. If you are a famous painter, right, you go out on the street, you have a painting there, and you have one more whiteboard on the side of this painting. Now if you're a famous painter, everyone cherish your work, and if you are a perfect, only then you are a famous and well-known painter. Otherwise, you wouldn't be famous, right? If the people love your work, if your work is good, the people will be paying you for your paintings and buy your paintings, right? Now, what are you going to do? You're going to stop random person to ask a suggestion about his painting. Mean, you're going to ask every person to point out a mistake or a suggestion about his world-known trading. Now, no one knows that this is a world-known painter. And if you're world-known, then you know your paintings, talking about painters, would be perfect. That is why you are famous. Everyone loves your painting or loves your work. So he goes out on the street, asks a person, if you find any mistake in my painting, just mark a black dot on this white board. So he stopped every single person, and at the end of the day, his painting was, this whiteboard was full of black dots, and this whiteboard turned black. That is something we call a noise of a people out there who have no knowledge about your work. They don't value your work. All they do criticize, or a time pass, or just want to discourage the other people who really want to learn the stuff, so that if they can't do something and they are failures already, they will stop the other people because of the jealousy, because most of the people, they don't want to see you successful. That is why a very few numbers of people out there, they are reaching to the top level. So That is why I say if you have a faith in your strategies, the system you have learned, then there is no need to worry about all the people telling you different stuff. As long as you follow your thing, you are confident about your thing, you have a back-tested results in front of you, you have done that again and again, there is no need to worry about people and don't need to get discouraged. And you're going to learn this stuff over certain period of time, not by finishing the course straight away or not by learning a system straight away. It takes time, of course, but I promise you it is worth spending your time to learn a good stuff. So that is a little advice I want to give you. Don't, if you follow someone, me or someone else, if you're learning the system, follow that, master that, and then don't care if you're going through a losing streak, because eventually you're gonna come out profitable. That is why every week I come down and show you the trades I've taken, some good trades, and mostly they are in profits. I also get a stop losses hit as well. I've already shown you. Last week I've only sent one trade alert to the members, which was right here. Took a couple of weeks, was a painful week, but eventually it hit my stop loss. I'm out of this trade. That is fine. But did it stop me to take another trades? I was in the other trade like silver, which was mentioned in my last video, like the other breakout trade. For example, I've mentioned this trade, a perfect entry we had here. Now, these entries, if you are my priority members who attend my live session every week on Monday or Tuesday, I mention these entries, I give you these setups, and if you are really someone who bother about my analysis, so bother to listen to me for a couple of minutes or hour, then guys, you are getting some good knowledge. You will at least know the bias of the market. You know the bias, then you need to know the conditions. If you know the conditions, you need to know the entry patterns. If you know that, then you're going to take the entries. Now, I'm not going to show all the previous videos, the previous clip. I'm going to show that in one go about two similar entries and another two similar entries, and then we're going to connect the dots. I'm going to show you how we entered these trades which we set in the live session, and that is all we have. The trade that didn't play out, which I've already showed you, one more, and then we're going to take it from there, and then we're going to do a quick analysis on a detailed analysis on NatGas, gold, silver, and crude oil. AUDUSD is pushing up and above 50 and 20 EMA, which is good. Now, that is a valid entry. That is a valid entry. I would enter at the pullback, which is fine. ATR 18. So I would just go to ATR. So that is a valid pullback entry, just happened above 50 and 20 EMA. Right. Now, that is also a pullback entry bullish here. After, so if that's an engulfing candle on your own platform, similar as we have just got on AUDUSD. So 157 is the initial targets, and if I add 157, that goes like that. You can always manage your trades to the first high right here and then to the recent highs right here or right here. Perfect. So the power of learning the right rules is what? A pullback above 50 EMA. Now this is the recent break, which I love. Means if the price recently break above 50 EMA and forms a condition, means the uptrend is likely going to start from here. Now if the entry happens exactly here, then that might not go all the way up. It might, but the A plus setup would be exactly here, because we had a recent break with a pullback and the price likely going to push up. I could have managed this trade till this high, but due to my busy schedule, I couldn't manage my trade. I just set my fixed target and I've just carry on with my work, which is right here. A nice take profit of that is hit. Now, this is the pullback entry I teach exactly right here, above 50 EMA and price pushes up. The next one I've showed, which is Dow Jones US30, exact same entries, a nice pullback above 50 EMA, follows bullish engulfing candle, and that nicely pushed up. Don't look at Oana, that's a valid entry on if you're looking at your own platform. Then the price nicely pushed up, hitting 2-to-7 reward to risk ratio target, till where I've managed this trade exactly here. I didn't go till this high. That could have been done exactly from where the price pushes down, but that is something we call greed. If we are getting a good reward to risk ratio, we're going to take our trades and exit in time as well. So two entries, both played out with a similar pattern. That is all we need to learn. And now I want to show you a breakout entry which we took and that played out, and how that played out. Next we have GBP CAD. As you can see, we still have got this pattern, and I've just readjusted the pattern. That was weak at this point. We have got a few good touches here, and here we have 3 touches at the trend resistance. And similar, we are looking for the breakout. Above will be buy and means we have got a trend continuation. But the candle must come out solid. Come out solid is a signal. But if we have broken below, then that means there's a change of trend. Exactly like a change of trend, right? A solid break below 50 EMA, consolidation, right? A solid break right with this candle, and then we can see a further continuation. So just to give you a bias, we are bearish for this. Perfect. So number 1, we had GBP CAD exactly right here. The price just broke below. I've entered at the pullback, not right at the close, which is exactly here. And I've kept my stop loss above this high, exactly here and above this high. And I've gone 1.2 to 1 reward to risk ratio, hitting my take profit with this nice descending triangle pattern happens in the uptrend, hitting a nice target. The second one we had Euro CHF, which is exactly right at the break. I've entered at the pullback now. My second confidence is this 382 bearish candle that is an entry I teach my student, and that nicely played out. I kept my stop loss above this high and above 50 EMA, hitting 1-to-1 take profit exactly here. And the third one I've taken, which is GBP CHF, which is right here, that exactly hit my take profit and then pushed up. I've kept my stop loss above these highs, and then the price nicely pushed down, hitting 1-to-1 take profit. So that is something we call patience and taking the trades with conditions and right rules. Now, that doesn't mean every entry is gonna play out, right? I've taken this trade, almost about to hit my take profit, it pushes back up. I've taken this trade as well. It pushed back down, already hit my stop loss. So the reason I'm telling you and showing these trades, because if the stop loss is hit, it doesn't matter. The stop loss was very small for me, but the take profit is always bigger for me, if I manage my trades. Now, this was not an A+ setup because we haven't got many touches. That is something I've already mentioned. That is why I've taken this trade with a very low risk. So that is what you need to learn, and I hope you have learned something out of these analysis, out of my videos, and I hope you're learning out of that. I'm not just here to give you analysis. I want you guys to learn from these videos as well. So let's start the analysis of NatGas, gold, silver, and crude oil, starting with natural gas. Now, first, for the keyboard warriors, we broke above 50 EMA. What did I say? That I'm gonna take a long trade and my bias is towards the upside. Now, a power of education is you know the right entries, you know where to enter. You don't even need to wait for my signals. Now, what do you see right here? Now, let me remove this Fibonacci retracement because that is something to calculate this Fibonacci entry that happened exactly after the break of EMA cross, and that is an entry right here which I've taken, I've already shown you. And then what happened is the price pushed back up exactly from a swing low bullish engulfing pattern, an entry I teach to my student. Now, for the keyboard warriors, you're gonna say, oh, you just exit at the take profit. We don't believe that just hit your take profit. Now, why I've exit right here? Everything has a reason. What is the ATR of this candle? Right here is number 4 or 40. What is my take profit? 46 pips. I've just gone bit higher, and that is a logical take profit, not a take profit where the candle just hit and I just said that it is my take profit hit. It is one ATR profit, which I keep on mentioning every single video. This take profit was bigger because for this strategy my take profit is different. My student knows all the rules and I don't need to explain all that to them. And if you really want to learn my system, go to my website moneymarkers.uk, get the premium plan. With that, you get free priority group and get yourself a good education so that you won't rely on anyone else. So a good entry right here. Now I want to show you the clip from the last video so that we can connect the dots from there. And we had 2 entries in a row and both were the winners, and we are now above 50 EMA. At this point, I'm no longer looking for sell trades. I will be only looking for buy trades. And also, just to give you a heads up, I'll be looking for my 382 pin bars as well. If we have a pin bar or 382 candle, I'll be going long from here for that. So keep looking for your condition. Till then, we are bullish, and I'll be keep on looking for my pullback entry bullish if the price forms a pullback. Could be a deep pullback above 50 EMA or 20 EMA follows engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle. I'll be simply going long till the price reaches this area. Perfect. So that is what we call patience and taking your trades with conditions. 2 trades in a row and both hit the take profits. Now, at this point, the price just hit my level of resistance. This is a level that was tested multiple times in the past. If you look here, recent break of this level, pull back to this level, a previous level of resistance, and acted as a good support. That is why this level is a level of significance. And if you look here on all the other platforms, that is a level where the price is currently inside of. Now, since there's a weekend's video, feel free to mark this level where the price is now inside of 3.049. That goes to 3.2114 on capital.com, and then we have AUDUSD 2.915 that goes up to 3.074. Then we have NEMEX, which is 3.075, goes to 3.199. Then we have MCX. For the audience who trade here, 260.1 goes up to 272.8. We are now in this level of major resistance. Now, at this point, there is still a room for the price to push up inside this level. And that doesn't mean you're going to start selling here. We are now into overbought, which is very good. Now, all I want to see a push up within this zone, an engulfing candle or a double top. If there is a double top, that is the strongest entry. If we have that with divergence in the RSI, that is weakening in momentum. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to see a reversal here. That means we're going to see a nice fall, which is enough to cut the profits and come out, look for another buy trade. So, very important, if the condition forms here, I'll be taking 1.2 to 1 or 4 to 1 max reward to risk ratio, exit, and look for my buy trades again to go long. So this is a short-term selling area, and we can see a possible fall. The fall can be bigger as well. If there is no buy condition, it can still push down. But if there is a condition, feel free to move your stop loss to break even. If you really thinks that price is going to likely fall again, that's totally up to you. But I'll be coming out with the profits with a better reward to risk ratio. Now, what you can expect next, either next a pullback if there is no condition. If the price from one more entry condition like this, which is my bullish engulfer, I will be going long again with 1 to 2 ATR. If the sell condition form first, I'll be going short with 1 ATR initially and 1.2 to 1 or 4 to 1 if we have a bearish double top or engulfing pattern right here. So very simple. We are now in the zone. We are now bullish on AUDUSD. We are looking to enter these trades. Now, if you look here on NEMEX, now the reason I've put this position tool here, that is not according to this bullish engulfing candle. Now, if you are my student, that is not a valid entry. I've marked this because of the spin bar. I've already taken my entry on AUDUSD, but this is an entry happened on NEMEX. Means there's still a room the price is going to push up, and that is a valid entry. Now, once I take a Fibonacci entry, a 382 entry, I don't go for the next one because we already have a good push up. But that still means the price has a room to push up here since the zone is a little bit higher. So looking at that, now there is still a chance the price can open above in gap. Looking at a strong candle on a daily, right here, a pin bar, a 382 candle, and looking at the strong candle on a weekly bullish engulfer. Now that doesn't mean that's a buy signal for me. If that happens here on my zone or here on my zone, in that case, I would take it as my buy signal. That is not a buy signal, but that is just a bullish pressure. Means we can still see some push up within this zone. And if in this zone we get a bearish engulfer or double top with a divergence, that will be a good opportunity to go for a quick trade with a good reward to risk ratio, exit, look for buy trades again. But look for your opportunities in the zone. Sell if the condition forms, buy with a pullback engulfing candle. So that goes with all the market, and that goes with capital.com. Strong candle, a pin bar right here, a 382 candle right here. We can still see a push up in this zone, or bearish engulfer double top will be the entry, or pullback. If we have a solid pullback engulfing candle, I will be going long. So keep looking for these conditions on all the platforms. Hope that's clear. And looking at the strong momentum, we're likely going to see a gap up opening as well. Not guaranteed, it can push down as well, but just talking about the strong bullish candles happens on the different time frames. So keep an eye. These conditions are the conditions I'll be looking at for my entries. Next up, we have gold. Gold has just hit the level of major resistance. We are now overbought. We have a nice push up. This entry was already mentioned with silver. I've clearly mentioned that silver is likely going to push the gold higher, and I've clearly mentioned that we're going to see a push up to this level. So I want to show you the clip from the last video so that we can connect the dots. From there you can also learn the way I've entered these trades in case you are brand new on my channel. Once we have a solid close, you can enter right here. That in that case, that will confirm the price is likely going to push up after the breakout by keeping a stop loss below the patterns and the wick as well. But the price still has a room to push up and hit the next level of resistance, which I'm looking at for my next sell trade. Right here, these numbers in blue. How nicely the price pushed up and up. This zone was broken. Now, if you look here on a daily time frame, it is almost there. Now, I knew that the zone is likely going to break. That is why I have my major zone above the price. Now, that signals that it might push the gold down in some small pullbacks. Means gold is in a level of resistance. Now, this time, the gold can fall short term, can take the silver down likely in the pullback, and then silver can start to push up, and in that process we'll be taking the profits from gold in this pullback, exiting and go for the trend continuation in gold and silver. So that aligns perfectly fine for me. Now I'm going to make it very easy for you. I know that might be confusing for you. So let's do gold first. As the price is now in the level of resistance from where we had multiple rejections, multiple push down, we are now back in the same level. Looking at overbought and looking at this dodgy candle right here. Now, if we have a next candle as a bearish candle, engulfing candle, a red candle, that is a sell signal for me, and I'll be going short term only. That is aggressive entry, and that is something we call an evening star pattern. That is just a red candle after the spinning top candle. Now, if there is a green candle and then a bearish engulfing candle, that is the strongest entry, and that is something I call aggressive entry to go short. So that is aggressive entry. If you're someone who want to wait with a good confidence, look for the double top back to the same level, look for the rejection here and bearish engulfer, or 382 bearish candle and go short again. That is something for the less aggressive traders. I don't know your style, but I give you the both conditions for aggressive and less aggressive traders. So keep looking for that. Now, let's say there is no entry here. In that case, what we can do? If the price just form a normal pullback without a condition, forms bullish engulfer, I'll be just going long from here till here and look for the double top pattern. If the first top is broken and the close, then we are no longer looking for sell trade. We are just looking for a trend continuation buy trades. So simply look for the next bearish signal. If there is a signal, we are going short. No signal, we are going long with conditions above 50 EMA engulfer to look for the double top. Exit here if there's a condition to go for the double top. If the price breaks above this high, we are no longer bearish and we are looking for the long-term buy trades. Hope that's clear. Now here on silver, since we have a strong momentum bullish candle, what we can expect? A nice pullback to 50 EMA, engulfing candle above 50 EMA to go long. That is simply I'll be looking at, nothing else. We might get a retest of this level that was recently broken, which is right here, that now going to be in green because that is my support. Not a very strong support at this point, but still we can see a possible push up. Now looking at on 1 hour time frame, if we have a push down to this level, price forms double bottom, that is a good signal to go for the good scalp as well. So keep an eye on these conditions. We are only buying silver with conditions like engulfing candle at this point. Only buying silver, but expect a strong retracement, could be above 50 EMA. So finally, we have crude oil. Is now broken out of this pattern as range, a little range, not a very strong pattern. I would say I would just adjust this pattern exactly like this. That is something we do in discretionary style of trading. The more the touches we get, the stronger this pattern is, and that is something I'll be using at this point. So we have solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we might see a few more touches, and then we'll see where it breaks. But at this point, we are above 50 EMA. If you have a solid close, then the direction will be towards the upside. But the entry pattern I want you guys to look at: solid close, a pullback, engulfer above this trend line, above 50 EMA to go long. Solid close below, a pullback, bearish engulfer below 50 EMA to go short. Otherwise, I don't know how aggressive entries works on these patterns. The solid close also confirms the upside move, but a solid candle is like this for the green and red candles like this coming out of this pattern, that is an aggressive breakout entry. So keep an eye and look for these conditions. So that's it for today's video. Hope you got a value. If yes, hit a like button for me, subscribe if you're new, so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. Hope you trade green, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care.